Now, in Pilate's Roman school, they were taught not to have a divided devotion to their God king who was Caesar. Caesar of Rome was a god according to them. And throughout their province, they would send their emissaries into the great cities of the province, and people would have to gather and come because Rome's emissary had come to make certain that everyone knew that Rome was in control. And India had discovered gunpowder by that time, and Rome got access to the gunpowder. It just wasn't called gunpowder because they didn't have guns. But anyway, it is the same kind of power we use in guns today. And this emissary would come with a bag of dust. And he would have a great bonfire set in the midst of the city. And everybody would gather, perhaps in an arena. And doing this spectacle, he would be standing on a podium and begin to recite the greatness of Rome. No nation was like Rome. Rome was so great that he was able to invade Judea and overrun the Jewish powers. And then after he would make his great orations, he would reach into his sack and take out that powder and cast it into the fire, and boom! The great fire would burst up and rise up with the clouds. And then he would cry, "Caesar is Lord!" And everybody had to repeat. But those who God had chosen could not say, "Caesar is Lord." They would say, "Jesus is Lord."
Yes.
And the one standing by, who was his guards and who was his officers, they would point them out and drag them out of the crowd, put them into stocks and have them ready for the time that the animals, the lions and the tigers would come. And they would release them into the arena. They'd have to run for their lives. And many times they would die, being torn asunder by these great animals, because they would not say, "Caesar is Lord." So Pilate knew the authority that he brought to Judea. He had Caesar authority. He had the metal of the spear and the sword and the horsemen and the artillery of Rome. No one could overrun his authority. So why is he written in John's gospel? To reveal that that Pilate had a real dilemma with Jesus of Nazareth, the Jewish Messiah who was called King of the Jews. There was only one king according to Caesar. There was only one king according to Pilate. But here they were calling Jesus King of the Jews, born in Bethlehem. So the penalty to deny that Caesar is Lord is death. There's no other choice. So Governor Pilate was troubled by the Jewish religious